Everyone used to love Agreeable Gray, and I mean everyone. Real estate agents, stagers, builders, homeowners, even designers used to reach for it because it was seen as a safe, crowd-pleasing neutral. The name didn't hurt either. Agreeable Gray. It sounds polite, cooperative, like a color that won't argue with anything in your home. And for years, that was the whole point. But like most design trends that become too popular, the tide started to turn. The more Agreeable Gray showed up in builder-grade homes, rental units, and DIY flips, the more it lost its appeal to designers and color experts who are always searching for freshness, balance, and context. What was once considered universally flattering started to look, well, a little bland, to say the least. Let's talk about what made it so appealing in the first place. Are you looking for a full-service online color consultation? Check out the link below because we are offering a personalized color consultation service with Maria, our full-time consultant. You can have a back-and-forth communication to make sure you're picking the right colors for your space. Details are all below. Sherwin-Williams Agreeable Gray, or SW7029, is a warm greige with an LRV around 60. That's light enough to bounce back a good amount of light without feeling stark or washed out. It walks the line between gray and beige, and its soft warmth gave homeowners a reprieve from the cool gray explosion that dominated the 2010s. At the time, it was exactly what people were asking for. A cozy, versatile neutral that worked with a variety of finishes, especially all those warm wood tones and espresso colored furniture that many people still had from the 2000s. It also worked well in home staging because it made interiors feel fresh but still familiar. Real estate agents knew it photographed extremely well, and buyers liked how easy it was for them to imagine their own furniture in a room painted with it. For a while, it was the color that sold houses. So what changed? Well, for starters, the lighting, or more specifically, how people misunderstood it. Agreeable Gray is not a true gray, it's a greige. And in different lighting conditions, especially in rooms with north-facing window light or with cooler daylight bulbs, it can flash unexpected undertones. Some people see pink or purple, others see a greenish cast. It doesn't always read neutral, especially next to certain tiles, countertops, or even trim colors. And that's a big problem for a color that's supposed to be easy and simple. Second, it became too easy. Too overused. When every other home on your street has the same wall color, suddenly that once reliable greige feels like the default setting on a rental unit. It loses its character, its personality, and more importantly, it does not reflect your personal style. Designers, they started to notice that even in beautifully furnished homes, Agreeable Gray could feel flat, uninspired, out of place in those newer, more modern palettes. Another reason designers are moving away from Agreeable Gray is the broader shift in color trends. For years, the pendulum swung towards cooler grays and stark whites, and now we're seeing a return to warmth and saturation. Not beige in the builder basic sense, but richer, more complex tones, earthy clays, muted taupes, soft creams, olive greens, and desaturated palettes are bringing character back into spaces. Agreeable Gray just does not hold up in that context, especially on a larger scale. It feels more like a compromise and not a particularly exciting one. Let's talk about the psychology of color for a second. People are starting to move away from the safe option after years of pandemic-era nesting and reevaluating what our homes actually feel like. Many homeowners are leaning into color with intention. They want something that energizes them, calms them, or sparks joy. Not just a middle-of-the-road neutral that tries to please everyone and kind of fails. Does that mean Agreeable Gray is a bad color? Not at all. In the right space, with the right lighting and materials, it can still be lovely. If your home has a lot of warm finishes like honey oak floors or off-white countertops, Agreeable Gray can help balance those tones without clashing. But it's not the universal miracle color people once believed it to be. So what should you use instead? Couple options for you. If you're looking for a lighter, more modern greige, consider Benjamin Moore's classic gray. It's softer, more refined, and has a touch more airiness to it. In spaces with good natural light, it will feel bright without being stark. And if you like the warmth of Agreeable Gray but want something a bit creamier, try Sherwin-Williams Shoji White. It leans more towards a soft beige, but with just enough of gray to keep it grounded. Or if you're open to going slightly darker, Benjamin Moore's Revere Pewter, yes, the other cult favorite, has found new life recently when paired with lighter trims and natural textures. The only thing with Revere Pewter is it does have a tendency to go a bit greeny if you're not careful, so definitely one to test out. If you're willing to step outside of greige entirely, explore colors like pale oak or Edgewood natural cream. These aren't bold colors, but they are more expressive than the overly neutral middle ground of Agreeable Gray. You can even look at soft greens or even muted mauves for subtle interest that still feels calm and livable. The problem with Agreeable Gray isn't that it's a bad color, it's that it's no longer interesting. It doesn't speak to the way we live now. The most thoughtful homes today are the ones that reflect your own specific personality, your lifestyle, your light, not just a color that played it safe 10 years ago. So if you're still holding on to Agreeable Gray as your default, it might be time to let it go. Let it go. Color can be comforting and creative. Don't settle for agreeable when you could have something extraordinary. Let me know in the comment section, have you used Agreeable Gray recently? Do you still love it? Or are you ready to explore something new?